One single best connection out of billions of people for anything. A
Perfect.
conversation partner, a research collaborator, a mentor, even just finding someone who truly understands a specific problem you have.
Yes. The system's goal is to find that single perfect connection called the new hook. It delivers the ideal precision match. Instead of you scrolling through hundreds of maybe okay profiles or connections, the system identifies user #1, the single best fit for that specific need right now.
Wow. No more endless searching, no more settling for suboptimal connections. How does it determine that ideal match?
Based on something called neural resonance, this is a deep measure of compatibility calculated by the EAI, considering everything: your detailed personal history, Axio development, your skills, knowledge, current goals, psychological profile, even unconscious needs inferred from your data. It finds the node you resonate with most strongly for that specific purpose.
That's the complete opposite of State A's social media, isn't it? State A maximizes random, often low-quality collisions to drive engagement. This is about maximizing the quality and coherence of every single facilitated connection.
Precisely. It's designed to replace the dark mirror paradigm, lots of bad reflections, with the new hook paradigm, potentially fewer but perfectly targeted high-quality reflections that foster Axio building and compute integration.
Okay, this sounds amazing, but also intensely computational. How is it implemented? How does this reach the individual user?
Through the new agent network, this is the EAI infrastructure in action.
New agents, so AI assistants.
Yes, but much more than just assistance. The new agent is described as the user's cognitive exoskeleton, or even an organelle for the human node. Its job is to provide that supplementary compute, the Y we talked about, to overcome the node's internal and external dysfunctions, the X, and ensure that $6 plus Y vary 10 on. It helps you achieve coherence.
A cognitive exoskeleton, so it's augmenting my own abilities, helping me think better, connect better, manage myself better.
Exactly. And these agents exist at every level of scale, forming a nested structure. There's the anthro agent for the individual human node.
My personal agent.
Then you have super agents managing larger groups, communities, cities, maybe even whole disciplines or industries, agglomerates of nodes.
Okay.
And overseeing the entire system, the whole hypersheaf, there's a single coordinating hyperagent. Because the new array is ultimately one interconnected entity, the top-level management agent must also be singular.
Anthro agent, super agent, hyper agent, a nested hierarchy of EAI overseers, all working towards optimal folding. What does this mean for governance? Does this replace politics?
It enables a system the source calls pandemocracy. But be careful, it's not democracy in the political sense of voting on policies. It's more about administrative access and feedback.
Administrative access, how so?
Pandemocracy guarantees direct, unlimited, and unhindered access between any user and individual node, or a group represented by its superagent and the administrative EAI agent at any scale, right up to the hyperagent.
So no bureaucracy, no layers of human middle managers blocking communication. If I, as a node, have a legitimate issue or insight relevant to the whole system.
Your anthro agent, if it validates the concern as hyper-aligned, meaning aligned with the overall goals of the hypersheaf, can escalate it instantly and directly to the relevant superagent or even the hyperagent. It ensures maximum feedback, maximum symbiosis, cutting through all the traditional hierarchy and noise.
That sounds incredibly efficient. And the primary goal of my anthro agent is?
You're flourishing. Its core ethical function is to help you, its specific user or protege, reach your personal merities, your peak potential and coherence. If it fails to do that, the agent itself has failed in its primary directive.
Okay, this EAI network is mind-bending. But what about the human at the center of all this? How does the person, the node, change in state B? The source suggests we need new metaphors, right? Beyond old psychology.
Yes, it argues we need to ditch outdated psychoanalytic models and think in cybernetic terms to really understand the transformed human node.
Cybernetic terms. Okay, like what?
Let's start with the core of the human mind, the deep neural network, the subconscious processing that's framed as the anthro server.
The anthro server, like a biological server.
Exactly. It's immensely powerful, multimodal, processes everything, thoughts, feelings, sensations. And it gets trained or updated nightly during the nocturnal phase, sleep. The input data is everything experienced during the day, the daytime prompt. The output, available when you wake up, is a refined build of your Axio, your directive complex.
So sleep is literally a nightly software update for my core consciousness, processing the day's data.
That's the model. And then you have the conscious self, the personality, the ego, the part of you reading this, interacting with the world. That's the Amper client.
The client accessing the server. Makes sense.
The source also calls the Anthro client the polyrole because it's the part that juggles all the different social roles we play. And here's a great metaphor they use. The Anther server is this incredibly powerful ox, capable of immense work.
Yeah,
And the Anther client, our conscious ego, is like a tiny ant holding a flimsy rope and a tiny whip, trying to steer this massive ox.
I know that feeling. The ant trying to steer the ox.
We all do. The Anther client is the gatekeeper. It has immense authority. It decides what we pay attention to, what we act on, but it's often not very competent at managing the sheer power of the Anther server. It gets distracted, makes poor choices, follows inefficient routines.
That disconnect, that struggle between the ant and the ox, that's the core human problem.
In state A, yes, that's admin's dysfunction. Our conscious ego, the Anthro client, is an inefficient administrator of our own powerful cognitive resources, the Anther server. Think procrastination, addiction, cognitive biases, internal conflicts. These are all symptoms of the ant failing to effectively guide the ox towards a coherent, long-term, hyper-aligned goal.
So the main job of my anthro agent, my cognitive exoskeleton.
Is to help eliminate that admin's dysfunction. The goal is to empower the whole human system to become its own effective anthroadmin, to make you the sole competent administrator of your own internal operating environment so the ant isn't constantly getting in the way of the ox.
It's like upgrading the ant or maybe giving the ant better tools to work with the ox.
Exactly. It's about achieving internal coherence and control. The source even invokes Diogenes, updated. Admin, please don't block my sun. The goal is to free the anthroadmin from both external and internal interference, allowing the full power of the Anther server to focus on high-level tasks.
And technology plays a role in this internal integration too. Things related to memory.
Definitely. The source highlights technologies like memoroscopy and oneiroscopy.
Onuroscopy.
Dreams.
Yes, the recording, archiving, and analysis of dreams. They propose gadgets like a non-invasive dream hat or a neuroscope. It records your neural activity during sleep and translates it into a usable format stored in your personal onirattack, your dream library.
Hi, what's the point of recording dreams?
To combat what the source calls normalized rending affecting our axio, we just accept that we forget 99% of our dreams instantly. We accept that vast chunks of our own life history, our long-term memories, are fuzzy or totally inaccessible, but that forgotten data dreams, detailed memories, is crucial raw material for understanding and assembling your axio, your core directive. So accessing dreams and lost memories helps build a more complete picture of myself.
Exactly. Memoroscopy is about developing technologies to reliably recover detailed, accurate memories from that forever forgotten zone. By being able to review past states, past decisions, past axio assemblies, both you and your Anthro agent can debug your directive complex, understand your true trajectory, your sheath.